but I think I'll try to do this anyway. I'm going to call this series of embryos and ants, and it's going to go into a book, an ebook that I'll be publishing on Amazon. Okay. You'll say if it says like a leech instead of how Sahih Muslim has it, I'll know the guy is lying. I think so. Again, if you find a problem in the translation, you don't blame God, you blame the translator. Right. So where is this Sahih Muslim book 33 in Arabic? And how come it's translated wrong on all the Muslim sites of Sahih Muslim that I've gone on? How come? By the way, I have a Sunni Muslim site of my own to go to that has the Arabic of Muslim for this hadith, and I'm ready to compare it to whatever Sahih Muslim you bring. It will still be interesting to see if the Arabic you present matches it. And you go back to the real word and check it what it may mean. Exactly. You say, but I don't believe they talked with Solomon like the Quran says. Right. You don't have to believe it. The point is still there. What? That ants keep up on current human events, and thus back then knew who Solomon was? Really? Quran mentioned things couldn't be known by human. Well, we know now. And see that Mo believed ants were up on current human events, and that sperm is blood for 40 days before it becomes a blood clot or leech. You think an embryo becomes a leech? You think an embryo becomes chewed food? Think, O slave, the best deceivers. Think. How did Muhammad know such facts? Because he was a caveman? Those aren't facts. Those are caveman beliefs. For one thing, the sun never really sets either. Yet Mo believed that it not only set, it prostrated when it went down. And then it's going to, some doubt, after asked permission to rise again, all will deny it and say, you got to rise in the east. You say, the ant says, oh ants, it's calling the ant. You do realize that ants are deaf, right? They feel vibrations through their feet. They don't hear ant voices. So one ant, one ant I saying, hey, all you ants. In Arabic it say, ya, ya, so this ya is tool for calling. You poor guy, man. So an ant calling other ants and getting their attention. The ant in Arabic, and he gives the Arabic. Yeah, and I say false. Yeah, he says it. He says, so he say, yeah. Then it will be in that like that. So there is no 40, and so again it misunderstood. False. Gotcha. Here is the Arabic from Sunnah.com, and I give the Arabic. It's the bottom and not the top one. The bottom and not the top one. Yeah. And 40 is there, for it says his mother for 40 days, and then be in the leech like that, and then have to chew it in like that, then send King Vinfaj the spirit and words ordered for, unquote. By the way, I noticed it says such imbecilic things as leech and chew, for then it becomes chewed food. This is proof that Muslims put a bunch of meanings for the clot to mean chewed food and leech. But here is how Sunnah.com has it in English. The constituents of one of you are collected for 40 days in his mother's womb in the form of blood, after which it becomes a clot of blood in another period another period of 40 days. Then it becomes a lump of blood. And 40 days later, after being a lump of flesh, then it becomes a lump of flesh. And 40 days later, after it's a lump of flesh, Allah sends his angel to it in instructions concerning 4 things. And then the 4 things is whether you're going to go to heaven or are you going to go to paradise or hell. You can translate the full hadith word by word. You will not see more than the first 40. Okay. Well, I'll put your Arabic into Google with mine and see if you're right. But they translated, and it gives the Arabic here, like that, as another 40, and that's why you are forcing it. Now I'm just going by what all English versions of Sahih Authentic Muslim Book 33 have it in English. That's all. And I give the Arabic. And the Arabic also that he gives. Yours is the second line of Arabic. Oh, mine was the top one. His was the second one below it. And I noticed that unlike Sunnah.com, the Arabic you presented lacks the jots and tittles. Mine has jots and tittles from what I got from Sunnah.com, and his lacks it. How come? Where did you get it from? What site? By the way, both have it in English, where for 40 days the sperm is blood, then it becomes a leech and chew. Do you think that sounds scientific to you? Think, O slave of the best of deceivers, think. And I give the Arabic. And it says, his mother for 40 days, and then be in the leech like that, and then have to chew it in like that, then sends King Vinfaj, the spirit, and words ordered 4 books, and a living for him, and his work, and naughty or happy. Okay. How much time do I have left? I've got some time. You say, guess what? In all of that, there is no mention of Sahih Authentic Muslim Hadith, Book 33, number 6590, that says what? I remember. This is in reference to that site that you sent me that tried to get us to believe it's like a leech an embryo becomes, not a blood clot an embryo becomes. It does mention the hadith which says 40 and 40 and 40. I didn't see it. Are you taqiyan, lying for Allah here? Well, I'll go back and look for it even harder, okay? So even if not same reference, the hadith is still there. And hadith is in Muslim and Bukhari and other hadith books. Hey, you're right. It does mention Bukhari in Muslim. And it even mentions Muslim Book 33. Well, I'm copying and pasting it and seeing if it has it the way all Muslim Book 33s have it, okay? From that site you sent me to. Okay, moving on to the next stage of development. Razi described the makta as being a little piece of meat the size of what a man can chew. A little piece of meat. Okay. Quote, the idea that makta means chewed flesh is later and less accurate translation of the word. You think? Well, how come so many Muslims have it as chewed food? But the idea has persisted because it is claimed that the Somites, from which the backbone and other trunk structures develop, bear a passing resemblance to the teeth marks implanted in plaster sign. So, why does it say becomes instead of like chewed food? Think, O slave of the best of deceivers, think. It must be said that not only is this an imaginative interpretation, you mean false one, however, but besides more cannot, this is the Muslims love to talk about this more guy, cannot claim that the Makda should occur at 26 to 27 days, since at that point the embryo is a mere 4 millimeters long. And yet it's supposed to be blood then? How is something that long blood in that? How is something that long blood in that? Blood in all that? Blood in that time? Yeah, before becoming a clot of blood. How, will say the best of deceivers, how? One would have to wait around 8 weeks before the embryo was the size of chewed flesh. No, one would have to... one would have to wait until a cannibal got a hold of it to be chewed flesh. Man. If a mouthful is defined as being 20 to 30 millimeters wide, which is what Makda really means, you sure? And in the following hadith transmitted by Bukhari, a Muslim, Muhammad claims that the Makda stage occurs between days 80 and 120. Well, worse, in Muslim it has it as 40 days, that is a clot of blood. And before that, 40 days as blood. Yet, by this time, the fetus is considerably larger than a lump of flesh the size of which a man can chew. Ooh, someone screwed up, right? Actually, a lot of them screwed up, if it's not to be a clot of blood. A lot of them screwed up when translating. And looks very much... How much time do I have left here? Oh, I better quit here.